Hi, I'm Ben Mankiewicz. Glad you're with us on TCM for the second half of tonight's double feature of classic sci-fi films. What sets these pictures apart isn't merely that they're high-quality productions made by visionary filmmakers. They're also stories of alien visitors who come in peace. We just had Steven Spielberg's Close Encounters of the Third Kind from 1977. Now we're heading back to the early 1950s when sci-fi was just finding its footing as a genre. With the dawn of both the space program and Cold War paranoia, the minds of millions were focused on outer space as never before, particularly the idea of making contact with life forms that existed outside our planet. Until then, movie aliens were either Superman or goofy villains in serials with titles like Radar Men from the Moon. 1951 saw the release of two landmark films of the genre, The Thing from Another World and The Man from Planet X, both released in April, and they featured some of the first terrifying alien predators. Another sci-fi picture started production that same month. When it premiered in September 1951, audiences saw a totally different kind of space alien. And that's our next movie. From 20th Century Fox, The Day the Earth Stood Still. The story begins with a flying saucer landing in Washington, D.C. A human-looking alien emerges from the spaceship and announces he has come in peace, despite the suspiciously large, menacing-looking robot named Gort, who accompanies him. Gort, not a great name. The Day the Earth Stood Still stands out not only for its political and religious undertones, but for coming from a major studio with a well-respected director at the helm, Robert Wise. Originally, it was set to feature a big-time star, too. Both Spencer Tracy and Claude Rains were being considered for the lead role of Klaatu the alien, but Wise knew the alien would be more believable if the role went to an unknown actor. And also, let's be honest, I don't see Spencer Tracy playing a space alien, let alone one named Klaatu. Anyway, 20th Century Fox gave the part to Michael Rennie, a Brit unfamiliar to American audiences. The cast is rounded out by future Oscar winner Patricia Neal. She'd win for HUD opposite Paul Newman more than a decade later, plus Sam Jaffe and Hugh Marlowe, who appeared 5 years later in Earth versus the Flying Saucers. The Day the Earth Stood Still was remade in 2008 starring Keanu Reeves, but the original remains the definitive version. Here it is from 1951, featuring an appropriately creepy score by Bernard Herrmann, The Day the Earth Stood Still. Today, nearly 75 years after its release, The Day the Earth Stood Still remains among the most influential flying saucer movies of all time. During production, though, nobody really had an inkling the movie would become a classic. Patricia Neal, for example, thought of it as just another Aliens Come to Earth movie. She later admitted that it was difficult for her to utter the now famous phrase, Klaatu Barada Nikto, without giggling. Probably because when properly translated into Klaatu's native language, it means, did Beyonce really make a country album? That's pretty cool. Understandably, at the time, no one knew who or what a Beyonce was. Since its release, many science fiction stories, novels, and movies have referenced or quoted Klaatu Barada Nikto, including Return of the Jedi from 1983, in a scene where some members of Jabba the Hutt's court are of the Nikto race, and one of them is named Klaatu. Coming up, same era, different genre. Eddie Muller has this week's edition of Noir Alley. He'll have a movie that, when translated back to the original language of the space aliens in The Day the Earth Stood Still, comes out as, I'd like to Klaatu Eddie on his stupid Barada Nikto. Went a long way for that one. Armored Car Robbery is next on Turner Classic Movies.